Hey everyone, thank you for checking out these videos. I really do appreciate it. And before we begin and get on to the main point, I would really appreciate it if you all could leave a like and a comment on this video. A small sacrifice to the algorithm gods really helps this channel grow, and I really do appreciate it. Okay, everyone, and hello, how are you doing today? And welcome to another episode of Carl's Collections. This will be part 3 of my Steelbook series, technically, but this will be part 2 of the Xbox and PlayStation, PC, and random other Steelbooks I have for my collection. If you haven't checked them out already, links to them are in the playlist of this video, and I'd highly recommend checking them out if you're interested in learning some fun stuff about these video games and Steelbooks. And today, we're kind of going to have a little bit of fun, and we're going to talk about probably a lot of dead or dying games that are no longer kind of playable, downloadable, or will soon cease from functioning in some way, shape, or form. And the first one that I'm going to bring up is this Steelbook. This was a pre-order bonus from Best Buy back in the day when it came out. It was a very highly anticipated game from a studio a lot of people know and love for making other really great, awesome IP. But this one, apparently if you checked some development hell, even the devs themselves were like, who's making this game? And you could tell that it definitely was not the best game at the time, and it's unfortunately it's going to be shut down next year, January 12th, 2026. And this is the Anthem Steelbook. Now this was a pre-order bonus for Best Buy, or you could buy it separately for $10. There you got all the little mech suits over there that you could fly in. And the fun part about this Steelbook too is this part right here actually glows in the dark, which I find kind of funny. But overall, I was really hyped to play Anthem when it was coming out back in the day. Didn't really get too much into it because this was around the time that a lot of my friends stopped playing a lot of multiplayer games with me. And overall, just a lot of people did not like it. And obviously, as you can tell, those people were pretty much right. The game is shutting down, like I said, on January 12th. I need to sit down the whole month of December and maybe try to grind out all the achievements for that one last time with some friends. I wish this was crossplay, but we'll try to send Anthem out in style. Or not. We'll see. It's pretty, terrible of a game. Alright. Next up, this game technically still lives on in some way, shape, or form, and was a very highly anticipated game when it came out. I watched my friend play it in early access a lot on his PC, and then eventually it came to consoles not long after. For a while, I became a huge fan of this series, bought all the Funko Pops, statues, and even bought the collector's edition secondhand, which is where this Steelbook comes from. But end of life service for this was actually on October 2nd, 2022, so almost 4 years ago next year. This game has officially not existed in this state, and that is the Overwatch Steelbook right here. And as I said before, this Overwatch Steelbook only came with a collector's edition of the game, and it was a giant loot box. It came with a statue of Soldier 76, a bunch of cards, a giant art book. I think I still have it one day. Maybe I'll go dig it up and try to do a little video about that. But overall, boring inside of this Steelbook. Nothing really going on at all. The outside of it is just a lot better with Tracer and Reaper on the front. Really, really like this a lot. Loved this first-person shooter. Played hours upon hours. And to be honest with you, it was probably the last time I really got into a big actual PvP multiplayer game, to be honest with you. But Overwatch still exists in some form. You can still play Overwatch 2. But I haven't really heard anyone talk about that in forever. So, I don't know. I think it still has a healthy audience, but unfortunately, I'm not it. Next up is probably one of the games that I was super disappointed with because I actually was excited about getting this game. It kind of fits a Carl game, if you ask me about like what do I like the most. I like hero shooters. I like Left 4 Dead style games, creepiness, and I was sold. It was like the last announcement Microsoft made at one of their Xbox showcases, and unfortunately, it was such another stinker in a line of stinkers released by the studio that eventually it closed down. Arcane Austin's unfortunate last hit, and that is Redfall, and this is the Bite Back edition. So this one didn't even come with a disc for everyone out there. This was just a generic kind of looking steelbook. Look at that. Arr, vampire teeth. Arr. And you got the little Bite Back patch. All these little advertisements for other games, upgrade. Even gave you a little instruction booklet, which is kind of funny. And like I said, this did not come with the disc, so I actually bought this separate because it went on sale for like $10, so I said, why not? And I love the inside artwork of this so much more. I do believe in other countries, I think the Canadian pre-order bonus like had this as the outside work, versus over here in the States they gave us, you know, garbage, I guess you could say. So it's not even a good steelbook here in America. The Canadian one was so much better. But overall, like I said, this is one of those steelbooks where the inside art would have been so much better as the outside art. And I think just like this game, it was another missed opportunity. It was cool. It had a cool concept. It had a cool idea. It's just that you could tell that this was another one of those ZeniMax games that were made to try to milk its audience out of stuff, and it just didn't live up to the hype. So yeah, they did not go forward with any of the planned DLC. Microsoft pulled the cord on it right away. Unfortunately, it's not officially offline, which is unlike some of these games that we just listed. It is still playable if you want to play it. Some people said it's better. I don't trust them. But maybe 1 year we'll go back and visit it, as long as it's still alive. Or if they ever say they'll delist it, maybe me and some buddies will try to chase those achievos one more time. So that is the last one for this one. And kind of joining in with that original, you know, idea of like, what is a Left 4 Dead clone? And we got another Left 4 Dead clone from the people who actually helped make Left 4 Dead, Turtle Rock Studios' other failed project, which they finally ended support of back in February of 2023 for. And that is Back 4 Blood, the failed attempt to bring back that Left 4 Dead formula from Turtle Rock's glory days. And it had a weird roguelike card system mechanic to it, and I don't know, I played this with all my friends when it came out. We all kind of got hyped again for it. I kind of liked the idea that it was kind of like that concept of the movie Slither. Has anyone seen it? The horror movie Slither, about like the worms that are taking over people's bodies and turning them into weird things. It's like a horror comedy. Was it James Gunn that made that? I'm going to look that up real quick. So yeah, I just looked it up, and yeah, James Gunn did direct it. Weird. Okay, I don't know why I knew that. I seriously don't understand how I knew that. That's kind of weird. But this game, not so good, not so great, kind of boring. You know, it reminds me of their other game, Evolved. Have you guys ever played that? Let me know down in the comments below. And, you know, let's try it again. You know, like, did you enjoy these type of games? Did you play any of these delisted games? Let me know down in the comments. Alright, this next game is unfortunately another one of those delisted games. Ironically enough, was delisted on September 30th of 2023. I remember when this game was coming out. I actually got it for free for being a Verizon Wireless customer, of all things. So I never actually owned this game physically, but I always liked the Steelbook. I believe this one was a pre-order bonus for Best Buy, but there was another Steelbook that came with the collector's edition. I don't really know too much about this one off the top of my head. This was given to me as a gift by a friend of mine, but I really do like this, even though the game was very mediocre at best. And that is Crystal Dynamics Flop, the Avengers game, Marvel's Avengers, whatever you want to call it. Here is the Steelbook for this one. I really do love this cover art a lot. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Kamala Khan, I find her personality to be very annoying. I just don't like people who write fanfic in general. So that's just the thing with that. She's a big fanfic writer, so no. But overall, I love the artwork and I love the design of the Steelbook a lot. Inside of it is also pretty damn cool. This could have been an outside cover as well. Very beautiful, very gorgeous. And like I said, no disc because I never owned it physically. So maybe one day I'll go out and fish for it and try to play it again. It is delisted, but if you do have a disc or you do have it digitally downloaded it, you can still play this game if you re-download it. And let me know. The beginning of this game was pretty good, if you ask me. Like, you could tell that somewhere along the lines there was a shift in how they were going to make this game. They shift the focus. Like, it's very clear because it starts as one game and then becomes something completely garbage later on. Never finished it, got bored, and with it being delisted, it seems like a lot of people did as well. Really cool collector's edition, though. It comes with a statue of Captain America. So definitely look into that if you're interested in a cool collector's edition or adding something new to your collection. I would say that's a cool one. Not a great game, but overall a pretty cool steelbook. Alright, the next game that I'm going to show is a game that came out to a lot of admiration on PC, but also a lot of despondent results on console. They eventually fixed it, and its DLC was actually a lot of games journalists game of the year for the year came out, that DLC. I think Paul Tassi might be one of them. I think Gene Park was also another person I saw that was saying something good about it. I don't know. And eventually we saw like a DLC get nominated for Game of the Year the following year at the Game Awards because of it, I think. But as I said, there was a Steelbook series that had 3 different Steelbooks, so depending on your pre-order bonus, you got one of the 3 once it launched. This was the Cyberpunk 2077 Steelbook, and this is the one I got. There are a couple others that I'll show on the screen right now, so you can see them right here. And then over here, it's just how it looks overall. Now, I do own the disc for this version. I actually rebought it when it came out with the Phantom Liberty DLC for the Series X. So I still have it sealed, so that's why it's not in here. But very boring inside and very mediocre kind of steelbook. Not really a cool one, just kind of interesting one. This one had a lot of hype for it. There was a limited edition Series X, not Series X, 1X, that's what it was. And, you know, all this marketing, pretty cool collector's edition. But overall, it's just, I tried playing it, and I was lucky at the time when it came out that I didn't have to play it on a base model Xbox. And even on a series console, I'm like, this just wasn't doing it for me. Maybe one day I'll go back. I know a lot of people like it. I'm personally not a huge fan of CD Projekt Red, so maybe that helps play into it as well. But overall, okay steelbook. Alrighty, this next steelbook was only an EU exclusive for this particular one, and this is from a trilogy of games that I really did enjoy from the great Rocksteady Studio. This is the PS4 version of that, as well as the Batman Arkham Collection for the PS4, as I said. Came with an exclusive Batsuit. I think this was the Flashpoint Batsuit, if I recall correctly. I'm not 100% sure. Don't kill me. Came with all 3 of the Batman games, Asylum, City, and of course Night, the premium edition. And then look at that very beautiful steelbook right there. I love this steelbook. It's one of my favorite ones right there. Captures the greatness of the Batman covers. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Best Batman, if you ask me. And then, of course, there's all the stuff that you need for the downloads. There's it on the disc right here, too. And it comes with a little guide. Doesn't really tell you anything. But boring inside of a steelbook, but really cool one. Still probably my favorite one, Arkham City. I'm an Arkham City boy. I think it's better than Arkham Asylum. And of course, Arkham, Knight, I was not a huge fan of. But that's not like a shocking take. But definitely love these games. If you haven't played them, highly recommend checking them out. All of them are great. And the other 2, the first 2 I should say, are amazing. But love it so much. Really, I think still is probably the best superhero video game out there is Arkham City, in my opinion. Spider-Man 2018 is up there with me too. Both of them are really great, but I think those are like 1 and 1A if you ask me. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think is the best superhero game? Alright, this one was actually showed in a video when I compared the dual box opening from the PS3 and the PS4 version of this game. This game got 2 collector's editions. It was made by Atlas and is kind of a cult classic. A lot of people know about it. If you're a gamer, you know, like a real like hardcore gamer. Like casuals might not know about it so much, but if you're an Atlas fan and that, you know. And this is the Catherine full body Steelbook. And this was only released on the PS4. It got released on the Vita and the Switch, and I think the Vita actually got a Japanese exclusive Steelbook for the Vita version, but not for the Switch. The Switch never got this collector's edition. And I will post a link to that into the bottom of this video. Check it out. But nothing really too much else to say about it. Catherine is a wild acid trip of a video game. I highly recommend everyone play this game if you can. It is currently backwards compatible on Xbox as well, so you can play the original 360 version. The full body edition adds a third girl for the options, and you should definitely check it out. This game is wild. It has a over-the-top, amazing, cool story. And yeah, also fun fact, Vincent, the guy right here, makes a guest appearance in Persona 3 Portable. If you didn't know that, now you do. Alright, this next one is one of my favorite video games of the original Xbox era. This is a limited run games Steelbook. And I will say this, when I was a kid, I kind of love all these kind of Tim Burton-esque kind of movies and artwork and stuff like that. I remember watching the X-Play review for this game, and I was like, I gotta check this out. I never played his earlier games when he worked at Lucas Arts Games. And I will say this, I missed out on a lot of good ones, but I'm happy I got this one in particular, made by one of my favorite studios, Double Fine, and one of my favorite devs, Mr. Tim Schafer, and that is the Psychonauts Steelbook. Now, this was a PS4 collector's edition, and a collector's edition I'll show on screen right here real quick. It came with a little door, and if you played the game, that's how you get into people's minds, is you throw a little door on them. Came with an art book. No, I don't think it came with an art book, actually. It came with a CD, it came with a poster, and a whole bunch of other goodness. And it came with a little collector's card here, too. But as you can see, this is the original Xbox version, because I sold the PS4 copy because I just wanted to put my Xbox version in here, because I did that with a few of the limited run games. But overall, not a really interesting inside Steelbook. Obviously, it's a little brain. Psychonauts, get it? But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you've played Psychonauts. Did you also find the last level very hellish? Did you play Psychonauts 2? Do you want a Psychonauts 3? Let me know down in the comments below, but love this Steelbook. Absolutely great. Alrighty, everyone. This will be the final Steelbook of the night. And this comes down to another limited run games collector's edition that they put out with Symphony of the Night and Rando of Blood. That's right, this is the Castlevania Steelbook that came with the collector's edition of Symphony of the Night and Rando of Blood for the PS4. Really cool. I love this Steelbook. I think it's one of my favorites. I love the artwork. I love the gold. I love everything about this Steelbook. It's so great. And the fun part is, as you can see on the screen right here, this came in like a little coffin version of it. It showed off a little bit of the save point data. It came with a whole bunch of good goodies. I know that it was also recently available on VGP, so hopefully you're able to get it from there. And this one does not have the game disc in it because I still have that sealed. That's the only reason why. The reason why I have it disc sealed is because I own them all digitally. So I just said, let's keep it sealed. But there it is, the last Steelbook of the video. Love this so much. Are you a Castlevania fan? Are you a fan of any of these games? Let me know down in the comments below. Are you sad that some of these games are going offline soon? Do you have any fun memories of any of those games that went bye-bye with your friends? Or were you just incredibly disappointed? I love to hear it because, gaming is a social hobby as well as a personal hobby. So let me know down in the comments. I want to hear it. And also, once again, please leave a like on this video too if you haven't already. I do appreciate you all for coming out and listening to me and looking at my collection. And I hope you enjoyed some of this stuff too. I love talking about gaming history, and I do have a podcast where we talk about that with Legacy Loading, plus the weekly updates channel as well too. So please, everyone, have yourself a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Elite music. Elite music is fire.